Let's go.
What's going on, everybody? This is the Just Say the Truth from the All Sports All Plays Network. We got my brother Jonathan Mathis. What's going on, Jonathan?
Hey, what's going on, man? What's going on, Snowman? It's been a while, man. It's good to see your face, man.
Good
As
evening,
always.
gentlemen.
Good
to
to And Freddie,
Well-
how about our Lakers, man? How about our Lakers, man? Can they make it 3 tonight?
Hey, it's like I told Mr. Brown, his day coming soon. His day is coming soon. Yeah, shake your head all you want. There's gonna be a thunderstorm coming soon, and you're gonna be a part of
and
it.
it's gonna be a lot, and it's gonna be a lot of Warriors in it. Smart Alec.
Hey, we ready. Warriors don't want the Giants. All right,
No, y'all don't want us. Let's go.
Let's get into it, gentlemen. Hey, so there was news the other day that the Jacksonville Jaguars signed Tim Tebow after 6 years, not being in the NFL, been playing baseball for the last 6 years. All of a sudden, he want to come back and play for his former coach and Urban Myers. But you know what? He's not coming back as a quarterback. He's coming as a tight end. A tight end. Brian, what do you think about this, man?
I have two questions. One, why? And two, what gives him the sense he can play tight end when he had the sense knocked out of him being a quarterback for the, wait for it, New York Jets?
Jonathan?
Well, Urban Meyer, he debunked rumors that he had signed him to be a tight end for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I like this move because, look, finally Tim Tebow is willing to switch positions. He should have done it a long time ago, when he had the opportunity to do so. But now, he's finally, realizing that why not give it another shot? Why not give the NFL another shot? I just switch my position and I just become a tight end. Because look, Tim Tebow is built like a tight end, right? And if there's one guy who knows him better than anybody else, it's Urban Myers. Look, he coached him. And Tim Tebow led his Florida Gators to 2 national championships. So there's some familiarity there. Also, this fits. He fits Urban Meyer's scheme so well, so it makes a lot of sense. He played for the Gators. Now he's going back to Florida to be with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Most likely, he hasn't officially signed yet, but it looks like he might sign to play for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And, from what I'm hearing, he's in incredible shape. He's built like a tight end. And I guess he could be a dynamic player for them in that offense. And he can also help with the emergence of Trevor Lawrence moving forward.
Jonathan, I can't believe you brought that mess on this show. Are you kidding me? Oh, because he's in shape. Oh, because he fits the scheme right. I don't care. Nobody cares. This dude was not willing to switch positions 6 years ago. This dude was too much in his ego that he wanted to play quarterback. And so he said, well,
and who says he's not in his ego now?
Exactly. So since he didn't get his way, we want to come in here and play for your former coach. And when there was a lot of guys that deserved this position as an opportunity in the NFL, let's not forget about a quarterback by the name of Colin Kaepernick now. Let's not forget about that, who has yet to get a job, not because he don't want to play, because he's been blackballed by the NFL. Listen, man, he's not going to help. I mean, do we know if he can even catch a football? Have anybody ever seen him catch a football?
It's the Jaguars.
I mean, I mean, I don't know how much this dude can help this team. I mean, you're talking about a guy, Tim Tebow, who played baseball. He has not touched a football in 6 years. We don't even know if he can catch a football. What's up, Yoel?
Hey, what's up, guys? You talking about Tim Tebow?
Yeah,
He's
Tim
always
Tebow.
had a competitive. He's always had
Wait. Who just appeared? And why haven't I picked on him yet?
Oh, yeah. Well, they
Who
call me
just-
the big. It's me, the big dog. What's up?
How tall are you?
I'm 6'4".
I'm taller. Sit down.
All right, cool. All right, go ahead. Talk about Tim Tebow, man. I don't want to talk about Tim Tebow, man. Yeah.
What is your thoughts on it, Yoel?
I'll be honest. I was over Tim Tebow the day he graduated college. He was overrated coming into the pros. I know he had one or two good plays in his entire time in the NFL, but you know what? He's a wannabe. He's a hanger-on. He's one of those guys that's like, oh, look at me. I'm the popular kid, whatever. He's trying to relive his past. I mean, as a tight end, there's tons of guys who are better tight ends than he can play. Yeah, he's Urban Meyer. He's Urban Meyer's boy, but still, no, they don't need him. They don't need him. It's a publicity stunt. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Especially when you're in a franchise that have not been relevant in how long? I mean, we had a few years ago when they was good, but guess what? They're only good on the defensive side of the ball where, I believe they missed opportunity with that good defense that they had. They didn't have offense to back it up. I thought they blew their opportunities then, but hey, here's the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hey, you know what? I wish the Cowboys would have got them. No, that would have been beautiful. But let's keep it moving on to the next topic.
Look, the last great tight end for the Cowboys was Jason Witten. Before him, Jay Novacek. Tim Tebow does not need a star on his helmet when he thinks he's a star already.
He's
so have you ever see him interviewed? He's so golly gee. He's always like, gee, I don't know this guy, but he's like, dude, the NFL is like PG-13 rated R. He's too rated G for me. I'm sorry.
Look, I think he's a humble dude. I think the media just puts too much on him. I think it's the media that has built him up. I think he's gained popularity through the media, and people said so much about Tim Tebow over the years, and look, now we're Tebowing again.
Sports Judge,
that he's about to join Jacksonville.
I'll stop you right there. Sports Judge,
player.
You just said the one thing that contradicts everything else in your explanation. He's joining Jacksonville. That's like the day he signed with the New York Jets. Does that tell you anything?
There's a little truth to that. All right, let's move to the next topic, gentlemen. As you guys know, the NFL schedules are being released. We already got week one. We actually got some more coming in this evening. But what week one matchup are you looking forward to? I'm going to go ahead and say mine. There's a couple of matchups I was really looking up to. I seen that they had a Tampa Bay going against Dallas. That's going to give us an eyesight to see how legit Dallas might be this year. But, I got to be a home.
They're not.
My New York Giants going against them sorry old Broncos. Sorry, Nate. If you want to show your face on the screen, you can. I'm sorry. My Giants are going to blow out the Broncos. We are about to see an explosion, Yoel, and I'm ready to see it. I'm ready to see Saquon Barkley come back. I'm ready to see Golladay come back. I'm ready to see Sterling Shepard, Evan Ingram, Kyle Rudolph. I'm ready to see that defense. I'm ready to see us. Because we're winning that division in the NFCs. And, Brian said we'll win.
No,
how many
you're
games?
Not.
Okay. The only thing better than the Broncos on that roster is the wide receivers because of how much Dan Gettleman is drafting wide receivers every single year. So,
no, you're wrong. You're wrong.
I haven't picked on Freddie yet, but I do have a question. And this is the only shot I'll take at Freddie. Who the hell is Kadarius Toney?
Hey, when you see Danny Dimes throwing that ball to him, you know who he is.
Is that the same quarterback that tripped over a blade of grass in Philadelphia?
That's
I'm the
true.
same. Look, I'm the same person that tripped over a step coming upstairs into my house. All right.
Hey, you can say what you can want to say all you want. You know, my organization is better than the 49ers organization. At least we was not the organization that did it, that picked the wrong quarterback in this year's draft. And y'all should have clearly went Justin Fields. I'm just saying.
First of all, who the hell says Justin Fields is going to work out in Chicago, let alone San Francisco? Second of all, y'all picked the wrong quarterback with Daniel Jones anyway. Since you want to take shots at me, and I'm sitting here with a 2-foot smile on my face while I do this because I only got a few minutes here. And Freddie, I already explained to you so much is going on around me. I want to invite all of you guys onto my show, Snowman in the Morning. Let's coordinate, get some schedules together because I got to fly out here in a minute. The game I'm looking at, and there's a couple. Week 3. When we destroy Green Bay and whoever the hell their quarterback is, and a possible Super Bowl matchup 4 weeks later when we host the Indianapolis Colts, which is going to be a divided house here. Listen to me carefully. You got 2 teams that are not expected to do much except win their divisions. The only problem with the 49ers, they had health issues and lots of it. Okay,
gentlemen, let's go ahead and end this show. This dude said the 49ers and a Super Bowl matchup.
Oh, and I also said this, Freddie. I plan to be in Los Angeles covering that Super Bowl matchup with the 49ers and the Colts live with a press pass strapped to my neck.
Hey, Brian, I'll make you a deal, okay? If the 49ers make it to the Super Bowl this year, I will buy a ticket. And I will buy a ticket for me, for Jonathan Mathis, everybody on this set. We will watch
Freddie,
that game together.
You didn't hear what I said. I said I will have a press pass strapped to my neck.
Yeah,
you didn't hear what I said.
Nice.
I heard you. But I'm just saying, if they go to the Super Bowl, I'm gonna buy these guys the tickets. We going to the Super Bowl and watch them. Because that ain't gonna happen.
Your Giants win the division won't happen either.
Hey,
you want to talk? No, let me scoot on out of here. I just made Freddie a promise that I appear for a minute, but thank you guys for having me on. I will be on again very, very soon. Yes,
real quick. Just know this. I know we talking NFL, but your day coming with my Lakers. Your day's coming. You have a good night, my brother.
My day already is here because I'm getting looked at. All right.
All right, man.
All right, man.
Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate it. Thank you. I love you guys. Thank you.
Take care.
All right, Yoel. So what week 1 matchup are you looking forward to?
Well, obviously the Giants-Denver matchup. I do love that opening game, Cowboys and Buccaneers. I mean, that's a ratings bonanza. The NFL couldn't have picked a better game to start the year off. Brady up against the Cowboys, getting his ring with Jerry in the building, just rubbing it in Jerry's face. I do like the Sam Darnold revenge game, Panthers and Jets. Got to like that one. The Dolphins and Patriots is a nice matchup, a 425 matchup, and they get to go to New England in September, not December. That's a big advantage. Big advantage. Those little weather games you got to look for when the warm weather teams go to East Coast teams in September. Big difference there. I think the Monday night match, the Monday night game, Baltimore in Vegas. First time Vegas is going to have fans in that building. The first time the black hole is going to be somewhat filled. That's going to be serious there, man. It's going to be crazy. Yeah, Jay, you're right. You're absolutely right, Jay. Dolphin Patriots, big game that week, But yeah, I mean, think about it. The first game with fans in that beautiful stadium in Vegas. I actually saw it from the outside. It's a beautiful, beautiful place, and those are some of the highlight games for me. Browns and Chiefs game week 1. You got to love that, a rematch from the playoffs, that kind of thing. So that type of thing.
Jonathan gets love for his T-shirt.
That's funny. Yeah, Jonathan has some of the best shirts. If you follow Jonathan on Instagram, man, he's got some of the best shirts. Follow him on Instagram. He's got some cool stuff there.
That's funny.
Hey, you know what? Hey, I think it's time for the ASAP Network. You know, the top us admins got to talk about it, but we might have to need your help on helping us redesign a shirt. I don't know. We'll see.
It should be Freddie doing this. This is what the t-shirt should be. Freddie doing this.
Hey, and I still haven't got my free t-shirt. I still haven't got my free t-shirt after winning ASAP Fantasy Football. Just saying.
Well, we'll have to work on that. All right, Jonathan, what week 1 matchup are you looking forward to, my brother?
Man, you know what? I think Yo just about covered it all, but how can you forget the Rams and the Bears, man? And I know I'm staying in my backyard on this one. You know, that's going to be a big game here in the LA market. I mean, fans are anticipating that matchup because you know what? The Bears have a sturdy defense with Pro Bowl defensive playmakers on that squad. You know, at every position they're loaded. And it's going to be interesting to see how Matthew Stafford fares against that defense. You know, that's going to be something to watch. And let's see if he can bowl well against that defense, since the blockbuster trade that brought him over here to the Rams. So that's the matchup I'm looking forward to. It's defense versus offense. I think the Rams still have a stellar offense in this league. They have one of the top offenses in this league. They have an interesting offense. They just kind of lack defensively. Well, I'll take that back. They had a pretty decent defense. I think their defense actually carried it for them last year. The struggles were Jared Goff and the offensive line. But this year, let's see how that all plays out for the Rams. I'm looking forward to that Rams-Bears game. I think that's going to be something to watch.
Is that game's in Los Angeles, right?
Yes, it's at SoFi Stadium.
That's going to be the first time they're going to have fans there too. That's going to be interesting.
Will Jonathan be there?
Hopefully, I'm hoping.
All right, Nate. Do you have a week 1 matchup that you looking at?
Now I'm going to go Homer take first, and I'm going to go Broncos and Giants as well. I mean, why not? But like the one that I'm looking the most forward to, and I can't beat, and I hate to be the one to beat a dead horse, but Carolina versus New York Jets, or a quarterback revenge, honestly, for me, for Sam Darnold. For week 1. Carolina versus New York Jets outside of the Homer take Giants versus the Broncos.
All right. Last NFL topic, gentlemen. As of right now, I mean, I know it's early. We got months and months and months down the road. But right now, in your mind, who is the Super Bowl favorite? Like, who do you believe is going to win it all? We'll go to Jonathan on this one.
Well, I'm going to stay with the trendy pick here and go with the who else? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, I think they have the team to run it back. They're bringing everybody back. They still have that team together. They have a great core over there, a strong core. They have a deep wide receiving core, and Tom Brady is coming back once again at age 44 now, so I think they're focused once again to run it back. Win back-to-back titles. So I'm going with them. But if I had another team that I would like to pick, it would come out of the AFC. I like the Buffalo Bills team. I mean, they got to tighten up a bit defensively, but they got a stellar offense. And Josh Allen, I mean, he improves every year. He has shown that he can engineer that team. Just a remarkable player. I like the Buffalo Bills as well.
All right, Nate.
So I'm saying this just for argument's sake. No, not my Broncos. But just for argument's sake, I think the Rams are going to beat the Colts in the Super Bowl. I like where the Colts did getting out. With Philip Rivers retiring, they brought in a quarterback that I think is honestly completely underrated. In Carson Wentz,
He's underrated.
He's the only quarterback to throw for over 4,000 yards and not have a receiver catch for over 300. And he did that and he was benched throughout part of the season. As a matter of fact, he was benched. I think he didn't play the last 5 games.
Yeah, something like that. It was like 4 or 5, the last 4 or 5. Yeah.
Games. I honestly think that Matthew Stafford is underrated as well. So Rams, Colts. Now I do think Bucks is another way to go, but I only didn't pick Bucks because that choice was already taken.
Right.
All right, my pick is the Kansas City Chiefs. You know, last year's Super Bowl, they didn't lose because they didn't have enough talent. They didn't lose because the quarterback wasn't good enough or the coach wasn't good enough. They lost because their offensive line was banged up. But what they did this offseason, they said, you know what? We're going to make sure this offensive line is intact where our quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, can lead us the way. They still have those weapons. They still have Andy Reid as the coach, and I don't see nobody beating them. If the offensive line was not hurt this year, I don't see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Tom Brady beating them in the Super Bowl anyway. But I mean, we obviously seen why offensive line is probably the top 2, top 3 most important thing on the football field. Because it takes away from everything. Patrick Mahomes is running for his life in that Super Bowl. I do not believe this upcoming season that he will have to run because they have fixed that offensive line.
But you're not going to give credit to Shaquille Barrett and to Devin White for their exceptional play in that Super Bowl. I mean, they was rushing Patrick Mahomes. They made it hard for him.
I agree. But if those elite O-linemen was out there, I'm not sure if they'll be able to push them around like they was the backups. That's what I'm just saying.
You know, and it's an interesting point because you know they were hurt going into that Super Bowl. They had injuries on the offensive line. Tampa was just so healthy and so clicking at the time. Even if they had a better O line, I don't think they were beating them that day. That was just you know they were just outplayed, outmatched. It was tough. Those guys coming off the edge that day. It was just for that day. You know, 10. If you put them 10 out of 10 games, yeah, Kansas City would probably win more games. But for that day, no one was stopping. You know, Shaq.
And then on top of that was the first time that I've not seen Andy Reid really just make any adjustments because even he didn't make no adjustments at all.
Exactly. He pretended he was in Philadelphia that day. That's for sure. Yeah. He definitely did. He definitely did. My Super Bowl pick, you know, it's interesting. You know, Tampa is I call them the all 22 because they got all 22 starters back. But, you know, I really think that, you know, out of the NFC, I think the Rams have a good shot. You know, if the Giants can stay healthy, they have a chance, you know. They have a chance. Fingers crossed, toes crossed, everything crossed. They have a chance.
No.
In the AFC, you know, you got to go with Kansas City. You got to look at Indianapolis, but watch out for the Los Angeles Chargers. Watch out for the Chargers. Something about that team. They had a hell of a draft. They really improved that offensive line. They've got weapons, and their quarterback is a superstar waiting to happen. Mm-hmm. If the biggest problem with that team is they got to keep the running back position healthy. They've always had problem with that running back. They've always had injuries at that back. And they've got to have better goal line offensive calls. They had a couple of games where they blew calls at the offensive line. You know, I see Jonathan nodding. I think you know exactly what I'm talking about.
You need to put that mixed drink all the way down with that comment.
Exactly. So I could see that, you know, I could see the Chargers having a really good year. I mean, could they beat the Chiefs? Who knows? It could be interesting, but I'm gonna take a long shot and go for the Chargers to play in SoFi. But it's going to be in SoFi, the Super Bowl this year. Chargers play in SoFi, and let's go bowl. Let's go against my boys. Come on. All right, let's go.
Ask you a question because each of you guys see the Rams. Do nobody here believe in the Cardinals? Like, is the Cardinals not the best team in that division? Because everybody keeps saying the Cardinals with all that talent the Cardinals acquired this year.
They might be. Go ahead, Jonathan.
They're in a division that's loaded. You know, they're in a division where there's a few other teams that's might be better than them, like the Rams. The Rams we mentioned, they have a stifling defense. You know, Then you have the Seahawks. Don't sleep on Russell Wilson. You know, the 49ers, they might be a little bit better this year. Even they had a disappointing season last year. I look for them to bounce back. So, you know, no disrespect to the Cardinals, but you know what? I think there's some tough opponents that they have to go up against in the NFC West. It won't be easy. And I think that division might be a tight race this year.
It's gonna be. It's gonna be. It's definitely gonna be tight, no doubt. I mean, Arizona, and you know, I know that's Jay's team, and Jay's all hyped about what they've got on offense. They picked up AJ Green. They've got JJ, you know, Watt. They've got AJ, JJ, BJ, this J, that J. They've got all the J's. They've got all the J's, but can they get all the W's? That's gonna be interesting. And Seattle, you know, everyone's like down on Seattle this year, but you know, DK Metcalf, he's fast. You know, he was able to hang with those. He was able to hang with those Olympic sprinters this past week, and yeah, he didn't make it, but he was able to hang with them. I don't know if you saw that.
But would it be enough though? Like you see all these teams loaded on offense, like
yeah,
you know that's why you know, and that offensive line. You know, hey, I think this year is going to be the only year that Seattle have a chance to keep Russell Wilson. If they blow it this year, he might be gone.
Oh yeah. If they don't make the playoffs, he's gone.
I want to address the comment real quick.
Sure.
Everyone is sleeping on the Vikings. I'm telling you. Well, just want to say one thing. If defense wins championships and the Vikings don't have defense, so
right,
no defense, no championships. I'm sorry, Vikings not going.
No.
I could see the argument if Aaron Rodgers is gone of winning the division.
But no, I can't even see the division. I still think Chicago will take it before them.
Yeah, I agree. Chicago might.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins, I'm not a believer. I'm not a firm believer.
I agree with Freddie. I think Chicago's going to take it if Aaron Rodgers is gone. However, I could see where people are standing at with Minnesota.
Oh yeah, and it's interesting if Rodgers. It's interesting how the NFL put Denver in New York. If Rodgers is traded to Denver, it makes that matchup a lot juicier. You don't think the NFL thought about that? Come on, you know they thought about that. They're like, what if Rodgers gets traded? He's there now. You know, think about it. Yeah, that whole division changes exactly. You know, I mean, the rebuilding since 1952 Detroit Lions. I mean, you know, even they have a chance. I mean, come on.
All right, gentlemen, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it rolling. We're getting to the NBA side. You know, hey. Anthony Davis has been balling, probably been the best player since last week in the NBA. Like he's been going off against the Denver Nuggets on last Sunday. He dropped like 36 against the. Oh yeah, I know. 36 points against the Portland Trailblazers in the loss. He was dominant against the Phoenix Suns on Sunday, and then he played a decent game last night. And then there was reportedly LeBron was supposed to come back tonight, but I think since he saw Anthony Davis not playing tonight, and then it's against the Houston Rockets, you know, since they're getting back healthy and this team is winning again, should we say that they're the favorites to run back the championship again? I'm gonna go with Nate on this one. I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna go Nate.
Wait, are you asking Lakers favorites to win the championship again?
Yeah.
They're not going to. I'm sorry. They're. So realistically, I know we talked about this on a couple of shows in the past.
Look at Ray.
So they play Golden State Warriors. They'll probably play Golden State Warriors in the play game. And I'm sorry. I see Golden State winning this one.
Okay.
But hold on. But there's more to the play-in scenario. The loser of 7 and 8 goes down and faces the winner of 9 and 10. I see the Lakers beating the outcome 9 and 10, which I don't remember who it was off the top of my head.
The Grizzlies and the Spurs.
Yeah, Lakers won. Lakers go off and they play Utah. They'll probably play Utah, and I see that one. I still see Utah taking it, but I see that being tough. That's going to be tough.
All right, Jonathan.
Man, you know what? The Lakers, man, they look really good right now. They look really, really good. It's an encouraging sign that they can possibly repeat for a championship. You know, Anthony Davis, man, he looks good. He's clicking on all cylinders. Anthony Davis is back, but you know the man is made of glass. Freddie, the man is made of glass, man. And my biggest fear is him always going down with an injury. And if he goes down with an injury, this Lakers team is back to where they were. You know, with LeBron. We don't know how healthy LeBron really is. We don't know if he's 100%. We do know he's going to play because he's a fierce competitor. So he's going to definitely play. He might not be at 100%, but he's going to play if he's at 80%, 90%. LeBron's going to play, and LeBron's going to give it his all. Now, can they repeat? It's not going to be easy. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm just going to keep it real with you and tell you that it's not going to be easy. For one, every opponent plays the Lakers harder. They play them tough. You know, they want to beat the Lakers. Every team that plays the Lakers want to beat the Lakers. But what I've seen for the last few nights now, it looks really, really good. Their defense, man, their defense was legit last night. Their defense was the difference maker in that game because the Lakers played very sloppy. They had 20 turnovers. Anthony Davis shot the ball poorly. I mean, he had a pedestrian shooting night. He only scored 20 points in that game. But the Lakers pulled it out because THT showed up, hit that game-sealing three, the three that sealed it late. I mean, he looked good out there. Kyle Kuzma, you know, sometimes he's a hit or miss. He's one day he's dropping 30 points, the next day he's dropping 8, the next day he's dropping 6, the next day he's dropping 15. You never know what you're gonna get out of Kyle Kuzma.
That's because of the hair color.
he had that Eminem look, you know. He hasn't established an identity for himself. But the Lakers, man, that defense is what's carrying this team. That defense, man, I mean, that defense is fierce to me. That defense is just tough. And that's why the Lakers are in the position they are, because of that defense. And if that defense continues to play as well as it does, then they might have a shot at getting to the finals again. Now, will they be able to beat their opponent in the East? It depends on who they play. If they play the Brooklyn Nets at full strength, it won't be easy. It'll be a 7-game series. There won't be any margin for error. They can't make any mistakes. They got to shoot the ball efficiently. If they can do that, and if they stay healthy, and if everybody can stay together, and they could get it done, especially on the offensive glass, you know, they're going to have to be better on the offensive glass too. They're going to have to clean some things up. But if they can do that, then I give the Lakers a shot, a legitimate shot at repeating for an NBA championship.
Yoel?
All right. First, let's go back to last night. Last night was a throwback game. Last night reminded me of Knicks games in the 80s and the 90s when you could actually, you know, touch a guy and not get a foul called. It was a great game to me because it was tough. It was a no blood, no foul kind of game. And that's the way I grew up. You know, back in the day, that's the way we played ball. You know, if you weren't bleeding, there was no call. So that's what it reminded me of. Both teams shot, you know, the Lakers shot 41%, the Knicks shot 39%. It came down to the last shot in overtime. You know, hell of a game. But when it comes down to it, I just have one word to say. That's all I got to say. I'll say it again. That's all I'm going to say. That's all. One more time, just for good sake. Okay, that's all I'm going to say.
Are you done?
I'm done.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, just watching the show. I see Ray. I see John Sewell commenting in the comments. I hear Nate. I hear Yoel. But listen, man. I told y'all day coming. Y'all day coming. Yeah, you can mute me all you want to, but I didn't mute you.
I'm not muted.
Hey, I told you, your day coming. And it has arrived. Because you know, Nate, you said about Golden State. I never knew one man could beat a two-headed monster. I didn't know Steph Curry can stop Anthony Davis. I didn't know Steph Curry can stop Andre Drummond. I didn't know Steph Curry can stop LeBron James all at the one time. Because yes, they got Steph Curry, but people forget what the Lakers have on offense as well. Then you, like Jonathan said, we are an elite defensive team, number one, which showed last night. Okay, and so even if we go Utah Jazz, we got to remember Donovan Mitchell been dealing with injury too, just like us. So will that team be able to bounce? Will he be able to get enough rhythm and enough time to get ready for a LeBron James led Laker team? And even if it's against Phoenix, we seen what happened to Phoenix on Sunday. That's just with Anthony Davis. That's just with Anthony Davis. But add a LeBron James to the mix. Woo-hoo, they in trouble. Listen, man. Yeah, the Laker girls gonna be there too, cause we gonna be celebrating. We gonna be celebrating, partying. We gonna be hanging up another banner next year. Matter of fact, we hanging a banner tonight with the fans in the audience.
All right. Well, they need, even though I know LeBron's out, Davis is out tonight, they need to beat Houston. It's a huge game for them. They cannot afford to lose to Houston tonight. You know that. Of
course we're gonna win tonight. Who said we losing? We're not losing.
I hope for your sake you don't lose to Houston, because you can't afford to lose anymore.
Listen, man. Listen. You know, me personally, I wish we go to the playing tournament, because I look at it like this: LeBron's probably gonna play the last 2 games of the season. I want this man to get some enough reps. I don't want him going into a series with the Clippers having played enough games to get his feet under him. I'd rather him play 2 or 3 games, get his feet under him, go to the playing tournament. They're going to beat the Warriors. The Warriors can't touch the Lakers. And then we go play the Suns or the Cavs. Then we meet up. No, whoever said did you come and say I'm lying?
No, that's not me. Yeah, I think that's Chris.
Yeah, whoever said the line, type your name in so I can know who you are, because you're coming on the wrong page. Then he come into because we can beat the Suns, we can beat Utah, then we take care of the Clippers. And then we get to the finals. Yes, that Brooklyn team's nice. Yes, they have Kyrie Irving. Yes, they have James Harden. Yes, they have Kevin Durant. But who on that team play defense? I believe my team going to play the good defense. I believe did you see Andre Drummond last night? Gave us 18 and 16. 18 and 16. Who on the Brooklyn that's going to do that?
He was solid.
He was solid last night. He was.
Y'all in trouble. Y'all think just know that.
You know what? I will say this too. If Anthony Davis is fully healthy, who can stop him?
Who can?
In the West, nobody. In the East, Joel Embiid can stop him. That's for sure. Embiid will body him up and bully him all day, because Embiid's twice the guy.
He can't worry about Andre Drummond, so he can't worry about AD.
Oh, they'll take care of Drummond.
See, that changed the game when we get Andre Drummond now. See, AD don't have to go there bang with them big bodies no more, UL. Hey, you ain't going to worry about Andre Drummond.
Remember,
look who I figured who I'll do it. Well, it wasn't no Chris. It was Jay. Jay, since you're afraid to come on this show, don't come at me, man. Don't come at me.
He's probably gonna come on.
You know what happened to your Phoenix Suns? If you're afraid to come on the show, Nate, send Jay a link. If you're not afraid to come on the show, I'll just tell you the truth. But while he's going on that, we're gonna move to the next topic. If he join, we'll come back to this.
All right.
Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah. You don't know what might happen tomorrow. Yeah. So far in the NBA, John Suggs' comment is pretty funny to me. I'm not going to lie to you. It made me laugh a little bit. Who is the MVP this year? We'll go with Joel on this one. Who's the MVP so far?
All right. We talked about this Monday night on Bring It. My MVP is Chris Paul. And the reason my MVP is Chris Paul is because Phoenix hasn't made the playoffs, hasn't had a successful season since 2010. When one player comes in and changes the culture of a franchise and takes a player like Devin Booker out from being a lottery pick team to a playoff team, you got to give it to him. He has brought that team to a whole other level. And he's basically been the big veteran who's come in with all these young guys and says, guys, follow me. I'll show you how we do this. And that's what he's done. Yeah, everyone's talking about Jokic. I can never pronounce his name. Everyone's talking about Luka. Everyone's talking about Embiid. Everyone was talking about LeBron before he got hurt. But if you take Chris Paul off the Phoenix Suns, they're back to where they were. They're nothing. Paul has brought them up. Julius Randle too. Ray has a good point. Julius Randle's a great point as well. I do agree, and I think Randall's my number 2. But to me, it's Chris Paul. That's who my MVP is. You know.
I'll go ahead and get mine out the way. Randall's on my list as well. CP3 is on my list, but I had to listen to this. The word is MVP, most valuable player. This player makes these teams move. Without them, they're nothing. Hello, have we seen the Lakers recently lately? Without LeBron James, this team is really nothing. LeBron James is the most valuable player, which he is every year. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, look who was not afraid to come on Just Say the Truth. Jay, I'm very shocked in you, my friend. I really am.
Hey, man, I had to come, bless the show, say hi to my guys. It's been a while since I've seen Jonathan.
What's up, Jay?
How you doing, my dude?
Man, I'm doing well, man.
Hey, Jonathan, we don't talk to the enemy. He's called me out in the comments, man.
Okay, so you want to just tackle the elephant in the room. Let's be very, very real about the situation, man. As well as I do, you want LeBron James to be as healthy as possible. Let's not play that game.
Of course.
AD, we've seen what AD is capable of. We've all known what AD is capable of. AD is by far one of the most talented bigs in the league. And playing at his best, he is unstoppable. Now, I'll go with what Yoel said. Embiid is capable of stopping AD, but in real life,
you got cheerleaders.
The only person that's capable of stopping AD is AD. Okay? So we'll see what happens with AD. It'll be good to see him on a playoff team with, again, round 2 and actually settle in. So I can't wait to see that.
Jay.
Gobert has no chance.
Jay, let's not sit up here and act like, you want to talk all this talk now, but you don't want the Lakers in the play-in because is a chance we can play you, and you are afraid of us. You see what happened Sunday.
Please correct it. We are no play-in team this year.
No, I said you don't want us in the play-in tournament because it's a possibility we win. We coming after you.
We're
and you don't want us.
If we're going in scared, we're gonna lose. We don't care who we see, and we're ready to go. We got 2 of the best guards in the league. We got the point guard and by far one of the best pure scorers at the 2 guard position.
So you think so you think your team can beat my team?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, in a play-in format, anything can happen.
No, Jonathan. No, Jonathan. You're not about to do this. You are a Lakers fan. You are not about to do this.
You know what he is?
I am a Lakers fan, but I'm trying to keep it real with you, Freddie.
Thank you.
It's not about
say the truth. Just say the truth. That's
truth.
all I want you to do.
Right?
I mean, listen,
Jay.
at the end of the day, it comes down to this. You guys do not want to see the Warriors right now. That's going to be a battle within itself. So let's start there.
Warriors.
When you guys come out of that game, you're going to be tired. I don't care what you say.
No.
It might even go to double overtime the way Steph is playing if they don't win.
Steph is balling right now.
And let me add this. Sometimes the Lakers don't tighten up on the perimeter. And
did you see what we did to Devin Booker on the Sunday we played and we locked his tail down?
Okay,
I did.
One game.
I did see that, but can they do that consistently? Is the question.
And I will say this: Friday we did hold Damian Lillard in check because normally he'd be going off for 50. We held.
Can I
him
ask you a question, Mr. Regular season doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Good question. Who's playing for something right now?
Everybody is basically.
No, we done. We solidified.
Are you not playing for that number 1 seed?
Locked at the second position.
You not playing for that number 1 seed no more?
No. At this point, we're playing for it, but it's like it don't matter at this point. You guys are playing to get out that play-in, man. That game meant way more to you than it did to us, and we're not trying to go out there and get hurt.
Okay, John. Okay, Jay. You know what they said? I'm gonna tell all the viewers.
About Golden State.
You know what, Jay? We're gonna do this. I don't know if you plan on leaving us staying because we got a few more minutes, like a topic or two, but. I'm asking you this: if it comes down to the Lakers and the Suns, we like Yoel mentioned it. We need to do a live reaction show. I want you next to me. I want you next to me.
I'm right there with you.
Y'all hear that, ladies and gentlemen? We'll make it happen.
Yeah.
John is right. The Blazers do own the Lakers, especially on the road.
What? Jonathan, what are you talking about? Look at the playoffs last year. What are you trying to do? I swear you let these people.
Hey, you know what? Though?
Mind.
Damian, it is a stat. It is a stat. Damian Lillard plays his best against Golden State,
Exactly.
Lakers, and I think it was like Boston or something like that, some other weird team. But those three teams, Damian Lillard plays his best against.
Yes, he do, but guess what? We didn't hear all that last year in the playoffs. That's all
He
I'm
was
saying.
right there.
We swept them.
Neutral site. Home court is a whole different thing. Travel's a whole different thing. And where when you're traveling and you're trying to heal an injury and you're traveling, it's a whole different ball game.
Who got an injury?
You know, no, I'm saying if LeBron's trying to heal that injury and he still has to fly,
already. It's healed already.
Let's
we'll
not sleep on the fact that that particular injury that Bron has may nag with him for the rest of his career.
No,
exactly.
Not to
it's all good. We went to the Lakers special. He said we good.
Not to mention the situations look like unlike last year. Last year, Portland was the one dealing with all those injuries. This year's LA.
But guess what? We getting healthy at the right time. Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo. Y'all
do we
did
know how healthy LeBron really is? That's the question. Yeah.
What did you say, James?
Do we really know how healthy LeBron is?
Oh, he's healthy. Trust me.
Because Father Time has caught up to me.
No, see, no, Jonathan, I'm not letting you get away with that. See, that's what irks me. No, Jonathan.
You said this show is just the truth.
Jonathan, listen, man. Too many people say this, man. They say, "Oh, yo.
Me and LeBron got the same haircut, John.
No,
right here. That's the LeBron cut.
Freddie, this is what I'll say about the Lakers that I have seen.
No, you
what
sound
happened?
much
We
better.
lost
You
them.
can hear you.
I lost him.
It went off for a second, but during this last little bit, your role players have stepped up. You've seen the Dennis Schroeder, you've seen the KCPs, you've seen those. That is where the glue right now is what's going to help you guys in the first two rounds. That's what you need to be paying attention to. It ain't about LeBron at this point. LeBron got an injury. He's coming back early, and there's nothing around it. You can't go around that. That injury that he has usually would have kept him out for a few months, way longer than what he's coming back from. So, again, he's not going to be 100%. You need to be worried about your role players. As long as they're doing
Hold on, Jay. I need to correct something Jonathan said. It's taking up our time, but I don't care. People always say, "Oh, Father's Time's coming up to LeBron." No, Father's Time not coming up to LeBron. Because guess what? Before he got hurt, he was one MVP candidate. So guess what? Injuries happen. Guess what? I don't recall James' Father's Time is catching up to James Harden. His Father's Time is catching up to AD. No, injuries happen a part of the NBA. This dude was a top MVP caliber player before the season got hurt, and I don't expect anything less when he get back. Point blank, period.
All right, Jay's out.
Let's move to the next topic.
Bias.
What'd you say, Jonathan?
You heard me. This is unbelievable bias, I said.
I'm just trying to educate you, my brother. Like you let Joel, you let Nate, you let Ray manipulate your mind.
I ain't let nobody manipulate
Freddie,
my mind. I'm just calling it as I see it. Look, LeBron, man. Yes, playoff LeBron. We've seen playoff LeBron. We've seen him do some great stuff. Over the years in the playoffs, he has built a postseason legend. Yes, but at some point, Freddie, he's going to start slowing down, and you're going to have to depend more on AD. The question I have is AD capable of carrying this offense? Because what he has shown is that he can't stay healthy for a full season.
Well, that's happened with him in New Orleans as well. So,
Who are the favorites in the East and the West? Why is it Knicks and Portland?
yeah, the Knicks don't want the Lakers again neither. But let's move to the next topic. I think this topic can get pretty heated as well that I'm about to mention. Who is the coach of the year? I think I know where Jonathan's going to go. I'm not sure where Nate's going to go. I'm not sure where Yoel's going to go. But let's go with Jonathan on this one. Jonathan, who's your coach of the year?
Monty Williams. Here's why. He has changed the culture of that team. And I know they have Chris Paul. I know they have a guy who has come in and helped transform that team as well. But you got to give a lot of credit to Williams, man. It also starts with coaching. Coaching has a big impact on how well players perform in NBA games, particularly. So I'm definitely going with Williams. I think he has instilled winning in these players. I think his coaching brilliance has, made all the difference for the Phoenix Suns. And I think his presence on the sideline, has, encouraged those players to step it up and to be better players. I really like him, to win Coach of the Year. I think he's very deserving of it, and I think he has earned the award. That's not to take anything away from Tom Thibodeau, because Tom Thibodeau has done an amazing job in New York. It's unfortunate that only one person could win it, and the guy that I'm going with is Monty Williams.
I'm gonna just go ahead and get the cat out the hat because I'm really thinking of going Frank Vogel. I'm not going Frank Vogel. I thought he was coach of the year last year, but they didn't give it to him. But my coach of the year this year is going to shock a lot of people. I think it's Steve Nash, with the Brooklyn Nets. I mean, because just hear me out, you guys. Just hear me out. Yes, they have a lot of talent, but he had to deal with a lot this year. He had a lot of distractions, have a lot of players in and out, hurt. You have Kyrie going away for with different reasons. You got Kevin Durant going down with injury. You have James Harden going down with injury. You have LaMarcus retiring right when you got him. So to me, this team had a lot of stuff. For them to have that much stuff and still be able to stay in the top 2 seeds in the East is amazing to me. And it takes a coach to have some kind of leadership to keep guys keeping them moving along the way. And this is his first year coaching, so hey, I think I have to give it to Steve Nash.
Interesting take. He's had to basically run the circus.
Yeah.
Which is basically Brooklyn has become a circus. So he's had to do that, and he's had to figure out how to run a team with guys in and out of the lineup. Do you know that James Harden has played less games for Brooklyn than he did for Houston this season? If you look at how many games he's played this season, he played more for Houston than he did for Brooklyn so far because of the injury. It's crazy. It's actually crazy. I'm going with Tibbs. I'm going with Tibbs. Tom Thibodeau, hands down for New York. Monty Williams changed the culture. Yes, he absolutely changed the culture. Chris Paul changed the culture. Yes, but the Knicks are a premier franchise in this league. They always say when New York teams are in the playoffs, when LA teams are in the playoffs and the NBA is better. Well, this year we're going to have all 4. We're going to have the 2 New York teams, the 2 LA teams, both in the playoffs. The Knicks culture has been horrific for God knows how long. James Dolan is probably one of the top 5 worst owners in sports, and that's a good topic. We should discuss that next week. But but yeah, the bottom line is that Thibodeau has completely changed the culture there, and my vote is for Tom Thibodeau. What is this, Charlotte? Yeah, no, you know what? That's a good point, Ray. That's a very good point. But
John mentioned Quinn Snyder. John mentioned Quinn Snyder.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Snyder's up there.
So I had
the award too. Yes, definitely. He's done a remarkable job as well.
Yeah.
Nate, who you rolling with?
For this topic, I literally had a top 4 list, and all of them were either taken by Yoel or Jonathan or in the comment section.
I mean, we're all thinking the same way. That's good.
Yeah. I had the Tom as well, but I kind of want to say something different, Steve Nash, because I agree with you, Yoel. The Knicks have been horrible since wow, man. It's not that Dolan has changed anything. It's just that the people that he have in there is finally ignoring him. That's doing their own thing. Because you still hear the incident when you have Spike Lee, trying to come into the arena. I mean, so you still hear those type of things. But Tom, is like, hey, I'm bringing my system in there, my way. I'm doing it my way. And so.
And watch his defense in the playoffs. They're going to tighten up. They're going to tighten that defense. They're going to play almost a Pat Riley type of 90s defense. You watch them.
Yeah,
Hey, John, I agree about Nate McMillan, but
I said
it's just,
in the comment section. It was either taken in the comment section or by somebody in the.
it's just the fact that Nate have not been, coaching as long, like as a full season. That's why he probably want to get it, outside
That's
of the other
true.
ones.
But
But,
Coach Tibbs will probably win it because he coaches in a big market city and he coaches a premier franchise, as Joel said. So
no
it
shot at Monty Williams, Jonathan, but Chris Paul had to have the same effect as LeBron James have. He have Chris Paul. Chris Paul is basically a coach within himself. I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, Chris Paul, everywhere he goes, they turn their franchise up. So, I mean, I'm no disrespect, because, hey, like I said, I thought Frank Vogel should have been coach of the year. I thought Rob Pelinka should have been executive of the year. But guess what? It's called the
anybody associated with the Lakers should win an award.
No, honestly, like, bro, like, just think about, like, I'm not trying to bring it up, but just think about what GM what could have done what Rob Pelinka did last year when they was waiting on Kawhi Leonard and they basically waited, all the good signings were gone, and basically he just grabbed a whole bunch of players that people thought careers was over. I mean, just being honest.
Oh no! Last year Pelinka did a great job, but you're talking about Chris Paul. I mean, he is definitely a coach on the floor. I mean, hell, when he signed on with State Farm, their stock went up. So what do you expect? I mean, come on.
And a lot of times Chris Paul don't have to score a lot of points, but his effectiveness on the court is just make others around him better. He's what you call a true point guard.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and there's not many today.
He's a seasoned veteran with tons of experience, and he has taught the younger guys, and they have been great students of the game.
Well,
just to give an analogy, Chris Paul is like the Rock on the business side of things. Wherever he goes for the Rock, things just suddenly get better. Rock's going to the XFL. Doing the XFL this year is probably going to get a whole lot so much better than when Vince McMahon had it.
That's true.
That's going to be interesting as well.
I can see Chris Paul being a coach or a team executive someday.
No, of course.
Yeah.
Nowadays, these players are going more than coaches. We've seen Dwayne Wade go into ownership. Michael Jordan. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he go to ownership.
Doesn't Dwayne Wade have a game show coming out? I think I heard something.
Yeah, something called the Box or something like that. Yeah.
He's also part owner of the Seattle Sounders MLS team, I think.
Wow, he bought into that. Wow. I didn't know that. Cool.
All right, gentlemen, that's another episode of Just Say the Truth. I want to thank Brian Snow for coming on. I want to thank Jay Ness for coming on. I want to thank Yoel for coming on. I want to thank Nate for coming on. Hey, Jonathan, it's another show with you, my friend. This is Just Say the Truth. Do you guys have one last thing you guys want to say before we roll up out of here?
Sure.
Go Lakers.
Watch the Knicks in the playoffs. I'm telling you, they're going to make some noise. They're going to get to the second round, and they're definitely going to give Philadelphia a run for their money. They might not make it out, but they're going to give a run. Watch.
All right. Well, that's it, you guys. You guys have a good night, and we'll catch you on the next round.
All right. Peace.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.